So if you didn't know, I restarted my $2 million a year business, and today is day number 5 where I have to take 4 onboarding calls with all the clients that I signed on one of my earlier videos and make sure they're actually ramped up and seeing great results. So I'm going to take you through my day as I onboard each of them, my thoughts after each meeting, how we're actually going to get them results in the first place, and then also my plan is to build this out into a formalized product and then also ramp up my initial marketing so that I can really start hitting heavy and building up a massive client acquisition system that relies and completely is built off of the success of my product. Okay, so now we are on the computer, which is something about doing more in this series, but I want to show you my YouTube analytics and then also everything that I've got going on for the day. So first things first is if I clicked over to my calendar here, this doesn't show the actual names and whatnot, but I had one onboarding already, which is why I'm staying up, so I'm a little bit late. It's around 11 a.m. and I've only been working for about 30 minutes or so. Then I've got 3 more onboardings starting about an hour and 15 here, and maybe knocking out those, doing those client work. Then if I go over to my data, let me show you what we have done for the day. So input's good as usual. Praying, alchemy, got my daily short, daily stories, got my YouTube videos posted. What is very cool about this is that I finally hit my new subscriber KPI that I want to maintain and be consistent with daily. So that's super sick. I really want to do that. And then also this week, I'm hoping to actually transition the free clients that I've gotten onto paid clients and start to actually onboard people for a paid offer as I begin to prove out and establish my objective product, which is like the final end goal for this week. So to put it long story short, if I'm able to get to a point where, let me show you actually a whiteboard. So right now is like week 1 and we're going into the holidays. So week 2 over here is kind of like a mix between the holidays. So I don't know what we can do is like, this is my definition of a reef here. So what we've got going on is week 1 is the week that I'm talking about right now. And what I want to do this week is I want to make sure that my 4 guys, so the guys here, that they are absolutely dialed and they are good to go. And then what I want to do is I want to make my funnel. So I want to have a publicly open site that people can go on to understand what I do and actually sign up for my offer if they want to. So I want to build that and have it actually publicly launched so that anyone watching this, if they can actually get helped, they can go through and apply to see if we can actually work together. And then I also want to build my objective product. So something that is templatized for everyone that I can use as delivery, because right now everything I'm doing is custom and it's not going to scale, but I want to do it right now. So if I can do all of that going into week 2, which is going to be a little bit of a slower week because it's going to be Christmas, holidays, and I'm actually going to be flying back to Canada, which is only going to be about a 1-day lag or so. I want to essentially just focus in on opening up and contacting old relationships and getting things positioned so that the week of the 28th, 29th, and even going into New Year, I'm just absolutely on the ball, getting people ready to start on the 1st. So I have an additional maybe 4 or 5 people that I can get started on the 1st, just because I'm going to be the only one still working during that time and still making those contacts. So that is going to be my big season for, I guess, getting new people on board. And yeah, I'm going to kind of go anti-holiday style and see if I can make that something massive for my business. Finally, showing you my analytics. So as you can see here, this is super cool. You can check on a long-term time chart, kind of me not liking YouTube and me liking YouTube a lot. This one isn't that great. But as you can see, I was doing around 20-ish views per day just off of SEO. And when I post, maybe a jump up to 120 in the day, etc., etc. But ever since I started this series, I've honestly been loving YouTube a lot more and finally falling in love with it. Again, it's been a dream of mine for a very long time to be a content creator of sorts ever since I was like 10 years old. So doing it in a way that also aligns with my interest in business has been super fun. I'm very grateful for anyone that's watching this right now or watches any of the videos. I promise you, if you want to chat in any way, shape, or form, I'm more than happy to just, if you message me on Instagram, give you any advice, if you want any thing that I'm doing, any knowledge, whatever it might be, or you just want to chat, please message me. And yeah, essentially I just want to keep this growing, keep doing great things with it. And that is the update for the 16th at 10:50 a.m. All right, so I just finished the first onboarding call since I woke up. Now I have 2 out of the 4 total down. And as you can kind of see over here, let me just block this out. Okay, as you can see over here, we got 2 more that we need to do, but the first one went really well. I'm honestly super excited to get these guys on board because I think that this guy that I just spoke to is going to be able to get to 100K a month in the next 90 days. The first guy I spoke to, the goal that we set out was 25K a month. And I guess to actually block out a lot of the names here, but to still kind of show you what we're actually working on. Maybe this does it properly. You can see that we have to ramp up the school community engagement strategies, create a one-on-one offer with unique mechanism, create YouTube content, and then build a daily SOP to have the setter dialed in and actually have that working super well. And those are the daily actions that we need to execute. But honestly, these guys are looking super, super sick. And I honestly think they're gonna be getting great client results, which is great for me. Because once again, if you make other people rich, it doesn't matter what happens or how it actually unfolds or the offer, the sales strategy that you have, you too are going to be rich. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so right now it is 3:20 p.m. and I just finished the 4 onboardings that I had scheduled. So honestly, right now, I just want to tell you how each of them went. So the first 2 were the ones that I actually did a post-game recap kind of, and those both went super amazing. First guy, we're gonna try and scale 25K a month. Second guy, we're gonna go for 100K a month. Third guy, also 100K a month. And the fourth guy, we're gonna actually go for 150K a month. And that's gonna be the target that we have for each of them within the next 90 days. Now, how are we actually going to do that? And that's where it comes in, the kind of product and the whole model I'm building that I like to call first principle scaling. And essentially what that means is instead of focusing on things that I believe aren't the most important things, such as your landing pages, your sequences, the entire way that you follow up with people, instead just honing in completely on the very few things, the 20% of your business that leads to 80% of the results. How you're positioned in the market, your unique selling proposition, and how you actually appear to people on camera. Because if you can appear as authentic and if you can actually build a product that helps people in a unique and new way to your market and find like a legitimate gap, you are going to absolutely crush out the competition. So essentially just finding a way to do that for each of them pretty well. The funnel that we're running for all these guys is they have existing brands. I believe all of them are posting, I believe, 1 piece of short form content per day. They have agencies that are taking care of that. So I'm super lucky that they have a pretty good amount of attention that's already garnering. From that point on, I'm having them actually direct that attention to their Instagram, where they're gonna be running an inbound Instagram setting process. So at first it's gonna be them using voice messages, whatnot, to actually go through and in the DM sell their offer. But in the future, what it's actually going to be for these people is they're gonna have an inbound setter placed in the business whose job is full-time. Everyone that likes a post, everyone that views the stories immediately getting contacted and pushed into the offer. And that's essentially what I'm running for each of these guys. The offers that they actually sell are all around high ticket mentorship, all in different spaces. One of them is in actually how to start up and scale a micro brand. We've got guys in the agency, sales space, guru space. We've got so many different niches, and really they're all running the same funnel and how it all works. Okay, so I've got a bunch of stuff open on my computer right now, but what I actually mean by the first principle scaling philosophy. So in any given thing in business, you're going to have a set amount of energy, and no business is ever going to be perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect business. It's just about where we allocate our energy. So we can put the E in the middle right here. Now, there's also the alternative of if we have these 4 different places where energy is going, we put our energy into one given domain. When we do that, we go much further and further within that given domain. So essentially what the model of first principle scaling is it's focusing on the base reason why things work and why we do things. So for example, the reason why we buy things from people is because we trust them. That's the base level emotion that someone feels. So as a result, instead of trying to do a bunch of gimmicks to make someone try and trust us, we just cut through all the BS and we focus on essentially committing to the first principle of a flywheel. And a flywheel is essentially one thing. So if I actually search up what a flywheel is on Google here, you'll see that it is one thing that continuously spins over and over and over again, begins getting momentum and spinning faster and faster and faster and faster. We can build this in our business where if we focus on core actions, which are in the middle, so there's going to be you or me, person running the business, we're going to consistently gain speed and speed and speed and traction to actually develop more revenue and grow the business. So what these actions actually are that we focus on are things such as YouTube content that we're posting and positioning it in a way where it's the exact same thing as building our product. Right now, the video that I'm making that you're watching right now is me sharing how I'm delivering my product to people. This means that my flywheel is literally just delivering great results for clients. And because I'm marketing that, it allows me to get more and more people to actually deliver for. So you can see the flywheel spins around and around and around and around as I begin documenting and sharing more and more about how I'm scaling this business. People are going to be getting more and more trust from me as I show legitimacy in what I'm doing in my process. And then again, document it. And again, it spins around and around, you get the point. And that's essentially the model that I'm running and why onboarding these people to the first principle funnel is so, so important. So that is the recap of the day. Again, for the week, the plan that we have is just to make sure everyone that we onboard is good to go and start to ramp up a little bit of our acquisition going into the Christmas season. So yeah, going to be keeping updated daily. And I hope the value that you got from this video was worth the time that you spent, and I'll see you in the next one.